Yes guys, what is going on? Welcome back to another Sorare rewards video. Today we're going to be opening rewards from Gameweek 498. And lads, we just missed out on a podium. Somehow worked our way into a 4th place in Cap 270 Super Rare. This was the last Super Rare lineup, that I made, on Friday. I actually made it on the deadline stream if you were watching that on Quinny's channel. Somehow we managed 4th place. I was in 2nd place for a very brief period of time. We were 4 points away from 2nd. We couldn't even hit 1st because Santi Rodriguez was the last player to play, and although he scored incredibly well, I think it was like a 92 before Super Rare bonus, it wouldn't have been enough to win. And in a weird way, I know this sounds really strange, but like I had a look at the tier 3 uniques on offer, and to be fair, it's been changed, so I am actually a little bit gutted now. Looking at this list of players, this didn't look like this yesterday, so I am actually a little bit annoyed now that, well, I couldn't win anyway, but you know what I mean. I was at a stage yesterday where I was looking at the prize pool because it was literally like 5 or 6 cards and they were all horrendous. I was looking at it thinking, like, I don't really mind if I don't even come, like, I can't finish 1st type of thing. 2nd will do me all day long if I could hit that. Like I said, I almost did, but unfortunately, New York City conceded 4 goals in 10 minutes. And so, yeah, Santi lost, minus 8 points for that. And, yeah, dropped me back down to 4th. So, on paper, we should be winning the 2nd best tier 3. I have had a little look at the pools, and, there's some good cards in here. Like, there's some starting goalkeepers in here, which is mad. Yeah, I mean, it's the tier 3 lottery, right? It could go really, really good for you. And by really good, that for me is like an in-season challenger card, or maybe an under-23 card. I don't really mind where it's from. Challengers, would be better, just because I can play that card in Challenger and in under-23. If it's from Contender and it's under-23, then fine, whatever. Look, we can still play it in U23, right? So there's some good cards in here, but like I said, it is a lottery. I don't even know if I should be shopping this high up, or should I be shopping way down here. Like, it's such a vast pool. You just don't know what you're gonna get. I'll be honest, like, I did not expect a thing from this lineup. I really thought Bruno Fuchs would get rested. He did get rested, so I was right in that. But he came off the bench and got an assist. So, when your luck's in on this game, your luck's in, right? And some things just fall into place for you. And, yeah, it just kind of works out. Adson scored like a 97 flat before, Super Rare bonus was added in a 2-2 draw for Vasco. Leo Jardine with, the only average score here, conceding 2 goals. Santi, like I mentioned last night, absolutely smashed, but yeah, conceding 4 goals, as a midfielder, does obviously, bring your points down. Maziz, I was quite unlucky on Maziz. I captained him. He got a very early decisive. He got another decisive, which was actually chalked off. So, on paper, I should have won this competition if Maziz's decisive stood. It obviously didn't. Rest of my lineups were a disaster, and to kind of top that off, this lineup here, which would have won a tier 4, I believe. It would have almost scraped a tier 3, but I think it would have firmly been in tier 4 territory in Cap 270 again. But rare level ended up cancelling my lineup. I ended up trading out this Marco Pasalic, because apparently he's going to the Premier League, and I'm not too fond of that type of move for him. So, yeah, I panicked. This was obviously after the deadline had passed, so my lineup was cancelled, and Maxi Moraes obviously smashed yesterday for New York. So that was just great. All-Star was a throwaway lineup, to be fair. Under 23 started off amazingly well for my Super Rare side of things. Pletinic and Layson, obviously, defensive stack for Leuven. They battered Genk. Layson, had some wicked AA. Big Edward had an assist, Jankovic let me down as my captain. Santiago Ramos Mingo let me down as my extra player. And then Balikwisha is now out for 6 weeks. So that is just great. Kavlina error led to goal here. Fruk and Juricic doing really, really well. Simsia came off the bench. So quite a lot of like rotations and just unexpected injuries, which you just can't account for sometimes. It's just part of the game. In-season challenges was a disaster, as was classic challengers. Yari Vasharan, I played my Super Rare Yari down because I didn't really have an extra player, and I had him spare. He should have been in under 23, looking back, and even I think it was like 2-3 minutes before the deadline, I was on stream and I just quickly swapped out Yari for Ramos Mingo. I don't know what I was thinking. I don't know. Sometimes when I'm on the deadline stream, I just make stupid decisions towards the end of the deadline, as we all do. It's easy to say that in hindsight, right? But look, to be coming away with a tier 3 Super Rare from the lineup that I built last you know, I take that all day long. I did mention Lucas Piton as my captain in 240, has played every single game so far this season, and of course he gets rotated this weekend. So of course the 270, you know, win tier 3 is definitely made up for that. So let's go into, don't think we got promoted or relegated actually. I think we just stayed in the same spot. So we'll just go straight in, lads, and get this done. So what coins did we win? I'm going to say I always say 300 because it feels like the obvious, most basic answer, and it was 300 again. So we're spot on there. Okay, can we hit the tier 3 super rare lottery? 489.95 points. We ranked 4th in cap 270. Now I said I really want a challenger in-season super rare card that I can use. If it's not challenger, then let's make it under 23. Whether that's contender, wouldn't be amazingly ideal, but you know, the ideal scenario is a challenger under 23 player that plays and scores well. If not that, just a challenger player that scores well, and then after that it would be a contender under 23 player. That's kind of where I'm at with like the rankings of what I ideally want. Of course, it's just a lottery, right? Let's just get into it, lads. What do we get? It's Croatia. It's midfielder. Oh, it's Ozchek. Ooh, it's Darko Namsic. I don't even know how to pronounce that, but he's 25, so he isn't under 23, and he's contender, which makes it even worse in that, you know, he's not going to be playing. I mean, I don't play contender basically, so yeah, and he's not under 23, so that is a tricky one. He feels like an instant sell, but I don't know how good or bad he is. L15 of 57 though. I know it's only one game into the season, so that might be a bit false. Let's see what he looks like. So he's a midfielder. Will it let me scroll down? No, it won't let me scroll down. Let's see. Ooh, okay. Okay, he seems, I mean, there's some good scores in there. There's hundreds. I know that was last season. He didn't play the first game, which is worrying. So we'll have to have a little look on what that looks like. There's no super res up for sale. There's 17 in existence. I won the 3 of 10. Oh, so somebody... Okay, here we go. I don't know why, but I can't scroll down, lads. I don't know what's going on. But this card sold... Oh, here we go. I can scroll down now. Okay, so he sold for £130 8 days ago. I need to... Yeah, I'm really, you know, in the dark on him, so I definitely need to do a bit of research. Let's go on to Sorare data. Let's have a look. So he plays for Ozchek. Okay. I have a couple of other players that play for Ozchek. His in-season card's £30 floor. That's rare. The super rare go for 130. Okay, so he's a centre midfielder. He can get AA. Well, he did last season anyway. Now, this screams set pieces to me, but I'm not entirely sure. I'm going to have to go over to... Well, stay on Sorare data, actually. So he doesn't take corners, which is interesting. He's getting a lot of AA there for somebody that doesn't take set pieces. I mean, he could just be getting it by duels 1 and stuff. We can have a little look at how the... attempted assists, shot on target. He is obviously winning duels. Okay, a couple of tackles. So, seems like a bit of an all-round midfielder. 35 AAs, 40 AA, 2 assists. Like, this is a decent card. But like I said, it won't be a card that I'll be able to use because, you know, he isn't under 23 and he's not challenger. So, I've ended up with a card that, you know, unfortunately, I am going to have to try and offload in some way. I see Stish owns one as well, which is interesting. I don't know why I can't scroll down, though. I'm not sure what's going on with my browser right now, or it could just be so rare. Oh, here we go. I can scroll down. I'm just seeing if there's any more that's sold over the last couple of weeks. It looks like, yeah, 8 days ago is our most recent price point. Okay, I mean, I'll put him up for sale, and I'll see kind of what happens with him. Look, it wasn't the card that I would have hoped for because, of course, it wasn't challenger, it wasn't under 23. But sometimes, you know, that's fine because you can go in and obviously sell that card eventually, maybe. He is in season, so there should be demand for a card like that. I was just going to have a little look at where he was in the prize pool. Not that it really matters at this point, but it is just sometimes interesting to see. So I'll do a little Command F on the prize pool and see. Oh, there he is. Okay, so he's sandwiched between Bitgaram, who's a bit of a legend. Kaneko's up there. See, it's interesting. Like, that Kaneko card, his in-season super rare sold for like £40 today. And obviously, Big Darko sold for like 130. I know it was 8 days ago, but regardless, right? Kadri's down here as well. So, to be fair, it's not at the top of the pool, but it's not like a million miles away if you have a look at where my cursor is. Yeah, Spinoza, okay. Tom Lawrence would have been decent. Welsh player. Juan Quintero, what a player he is. Sho Sasaki, Gardelman, Brian White. So I was in a... Luke McCowan's up there as well. Timothy Tillman. Yeah, I was in the ballpark of like a decent super rare, to be honest. And I'm not saying this Darko fella isn't. Like, he is good. He's just not somebody that I can really utilize, which is fine because, you know, I'm sure I'll find... Oh, Misic was down there as well. I'm sure I'll find, you know, a buyer of some sort for him. Paradella was down there. I would have loved to have won a Paradella card. Again, somebody that I couldn't really use because I don't want to play... Well, I'm not playing contenders. But yeah, what a player he is. He is so fun to watch. Or somebody could just buy him off us in the best case scenarios. So yeah, I'm definitely happy. He seems like he's got value, and yeah, we'll see what we can kind of turn him into. Lads, if you've won anything cool, fun over this last weekend, let me know in the comment section. Always interested to hear about your wins and how your game week got on. So yeah, please do let me know. I hope you have a great day. I hope you have a great game week, and I shall see you guys in the next video.